All right, folks, we're going to take a look at the foreign exchange markets coming into this week, particularly because we had this big, what we think is a reversal in gold and silver on Friday. You'll notice here that a few weeks ago we hit that 50% retracement in the US dollar index. It was also a 38% retracement. This meant that the dollar index should strengthen, which in fact it did. We only rallied about 3 points, which is rather small, but it's a pretty good rally, equal to these other two that we had here. But let's take a quick look here at the euro at first. This is the weekly chart of the euro. And as you notice, we've had this big bottom that we had here where we made the ABCD bottom down in this area, right at the beautiful ABCD pattern. And then what's happened since that time, you notice that we've had these corrections. There's one here, and there's one here, and there's one here. These are all equal corrections. This stopped exactly at a 1.618 and two 1.27 expansions. And now we've come down and we come back to the old support line. This is a very, very strong support. And so it's down 4 weeks. So this is a spot where we really should see, the euro start to hold up. And if you remember here, looking at this on a little shorter time frame, we were looking for this three drive pattern to come in here at 650. It came here at 670, and what this was of course the 1.27 of this last swing. You'll see it hit it spot on. I mean, it was just absolutely perfect right here. I was assuming it was going to get a little lower to this level, but that's all we got. And so we had this big move here, similar to this one. So now we're going to see what's going to happen with this market. But right now it's getting ready to turn higher possibly. So we want to watch that very closely. Now the next one we want to look at here is this Canadian dollar. If you'll notice the Canadian dollar here over the last 6 weeks, after we had that three drive to a top pattern, we had the 61% retracement, the big move to the downside, and then look at this since the 8th of September, all of these swings, look at these, they're all exactly Fibonacci retracements. Every single one of them all the way is either 382 or 61% retracement, and that brings us here at 125.02. So if we get below the 124.80 level, that tells us that we're getting ready to most probably go a little bit lower. So we'll watch this very, very closely too. That would mean the dollar would be strengthening. And finally, we want to look here at the Australian dollar here on the daily basis. We're seeing pretty much the same type of thing where we had this big breakout number. It's coming down. It's almost at a 20-man line. The old highs here are right back at this level. We've touched them again. We're right at a 1.27 and exactly 50%. So there's very strong support here at this 77 level here in the Australian dollar. So we need to watch that a little closer too. So that's what we're watching here in the foreign exchange. We see pretty much the same thing in the Japanese yen too. If we put it, you'll notice here in the Japanese yen, we've had these two rallies that are exactly equal, and now we're ready to pull back here a couple of points here in the end. We might only get to the 382, but watch it after a 3 to 5 day correction. So that's what we're watching in foreign exchange. So live every day in an attitude